How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my second director's commentary. You saw Beast and you saw the Paranormal Squad commentary. Now it's time for my second film that I released on YouTube. It's much shorter. It's about 12 minutes long, Midnight Priority. I showed this at GWIF in 2016. It's one that, to me, is a drastic step up from Beast. I felt I had more time to get my ideas down on paper and just get what I wanted to, get the footage I wanted to get. And in general, I'm happy with the product. The only problems I have with it are almost purely technical. Just the camera work is not top notch. I'm not super satisfied with all that aspect of it, but the rest of the movie I'm pretty proud of. And speaking of this movie and what went into creating it, I recently got this t-shirt from my brother, Consumer Recreation Services. He gave this shirt to me for my birthday, and it's really it's a reference to the movie The Game, starring Michael Douglas. It's a David Fincher movie. I love that movie, and my brother knew that and gave me this shirt, so thank you, Blake, for that. But yeah, The Game was actually a big influence on the Midnight Priority, and I will explain why. But let's get into the film. Okay, so in the version you guys saw on YouTube originally, this was all Kevin MacLeod music, but what I really had in mind for this opening montage credits was the War of the Worlds theme by John Williams. I really like the sound of it. All these shots you see here, I had to get from... I really basically just went out on my bike late at night to get all the shots I needed, but I couldn't fit my tripod in my backpack, so that's why all the shots are really shaky here, and I wasn't happy with that. But and this moon shot here is actually the most difficult shot in the film because I had to zoom all the way in, and it really didn't really turn out that great, but I had more planned for that, I suppose. Alright, here's Zach Mitchell and his first performance. This was actually not the first thing shot, though. This was later on in production, and this is in the high school, actually. Meant to be his office. And basically, what I was saying about The Game, a lot of the influences, he's sort of like the asshole businessman, kind of just thrown into a situation where he's desperate, and you just kind of see his underlayers, more of his human side. So I thought Zach really pulled that off well, playing the complete asshole businessman, just totally absorbed in his job and his money. This was the first night of filming this whole parking wrap sequence. Yeah, the camera work, I think I got a lot better angles and stuff in this movie, but still just the camera and that right there is really not pleasant to look at. David Nelson, there he is. And that we actually just got really lucky with that car being there. We didn't really plan out to have Zach's character have a car there. But there just happened to be one there because we filmed this on a Saturday when no one would park their car there for going to work or whatever.
What are you talking about? By who? How do you know this? I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you now. Take our card.
The business card. Yeah, Zach told me that because by the end of filming, he was just like, how many freaking times do I have to look at the business card? Because there's so many shots of him in either the foreground or the background where he's just, I'm like, okay, Zach, I don't know what you're supposed to do here, just look at the business card. And then he had to do that so many times. I really like this shot right here. Yeah, there's him looking at the business card repeatedly. This is the song from Batman where the Joker just electrocuted the Antoine Rotelli at the meeting for gangsters. These are two separate buildings here. He just went into a different building in Eden Prairie, but now the interior is in the high school again. It's easy for me to get access there. That's why a lot of the stuff I shoot is in the high school. And just on a quick side note, like this suit that Zach's wearing in the movie is not actually my suit. It's Zach's dad's wedding suit, and thank God he had a suit to wear, because businessmen don't just walk around in athletic shorts and board shorts and whatever we wear around. David's character doesn't get much dialogue. If I could make this movie longer, there'd definitely be more. He'd have more to do. But Gwyff, 15 minutes long, so you have to work with what you get. And I actually didn't have to cut anything for this movie, which I loved. I ended up with a full script. Everything I got was 12 minutes.
How about you start?
This is Mr. Kennedy's office at the high school. You can see some Star Wars stuff around, and there's the tripod right there in the background. A huge influence for me when I was writing this movie was The Twilight Zone. I'm a huge fan of that show, and just creatively that show has everything I need. And you can even see some of the references I made to it, like the business card is Sterling Avenue, like Rod Serling, the creator of The Twilight Zone. But yeah, that show was a huge influence.
How do you do that? How can you know when people are gonna die?
Another influence for this movie for me was some of Spielberg's flicks. I had just watched, well, not for the first time, of course, but I had recently watched Minority Report and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I really just took elements of like the paranoia from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and basically the whole idea of being able to predict someone's death in the future, or know someone's death in the future. That whole aspect. I don't know why the color palette looks a little different right in this shot. I don't know what's going on there, but nothing was different, so I have no idea.
Do you believe me yet, Hank? I don't know. Well, it's your choice now. It's time to get busy living, or
that line is lifted directly from The Shawshank Redemption. I always like to include just a little something from a movie that's fresh in my mind while I'm making it. This is my house, of course. This whole sequence here, I think, is great, because there's not like a lot of action going on, but you just get the whole like conflict and confusion and struggle of Zach's character, Hank, in this whole scene of just he has no idea what to think or what he should do. Looking at the clock, he's supposed to die at midnight. And then in this scene is a Kevin MacLeod song, and I thought it worked really well, so I didn't actually change it for the for the Gwyff version. It's the same in both versions I released. Soon here you get my quick cameo, not on purpose, but I accidentally made an appearance in the film, which I will point out eventually. Yeah, I really like this whole restlessness here. And the fades, the classic way of showing the passing of time. I also like that was not on purpose, but I like how that he's just trying to get out as fast as he can. But I guess he just assumed it was unlocked. Man, both of our cameras, me and Andrew's back in this time, were terrible at shooting at night, super out of focus, but this is me desperately trying to use a cell phone light to kind of shoot the action. Here's Andrew's cameo in the film. I think he did a really great job. We basically, I recorded the whole thing through a phone. I had him in the other room, and I used the 2 landline phones to have him record the dialogue, and I recorded it on my phone from the landline, and then I had that timed for when... Actually, I shot Zach's part first, and then I had the spaces in between timed, so then I could tell Andrew how fast to say it. And I think it worked out actually quite brilliantly. I really like how it works. Good acting on both parts, even though they're not at all talking to each other. Zach even told me this is one of his favorite moments of acting that he's ever had, this phone conversation. And I do think he does a really great job. Just you see more of the human side of him instead of just being the kind of the dick that he is as a businessman early on in the film. Now you see that he's just super desperate and terrified. You even get that moment from Andrew where he's asked Zach, "Did you take your pills today?" You know, I really like that because it's sort of a indication like, is this all in his head? Did he actually get a business card, or did he, or is he just imagining it? And I think this whole thing works out perfectly because you don't know who's at the door. He thinks it's Nathan, his brother, and you still don't know from behind here either. I'm proud of that. That shot was a little choppy there, but I still like it.
Kilgore? What are you doing here?
Yeah, and this song is also from Batman. It's the scene where the Joker's at the plastic surgeon. That could have used a muzzle flash right there, but that was before I knew how to do it. I don't even know if Movie Maker has that. Oh, this moment right here with the checklist, that got a huge reaction at GWIF, which was cool. I was pretty proud of that. The whole crowd was like, "Whoa!" The classic walking off into the sunset, or the distance. Alright, there it is. A much shorter commentary, but yeah. And this song is from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, by John Williams, of course. Alright guys, thanks for watching another commentary. Alright guys, so there's my second film that I've released on YouTube, Midnight Priority. Overall, I am still proud of the film. I think I definitely achieved a lot more with this one than I did with Beast. I had a lot more, I guess, layers to it. Overall, it's just more impressive, but still, you can see there's room for improvement, of course, in regards to the technical aspects. And then just, of course, the 15-minute restriction. Trying to fit a plot into that is not always the best because it feels a little rushed. Some people have pointed that out to me, that the ending feels rushed, and I agree. But still, I think as a whole the movie works. And thank you for watching. Soon, in a couple days, you will get Dancing with Zombies commentary, Andrew's film from that year, and then a few days after that, you'll get Modern Renegade. No, you'll get Endless Night first. That's what you'll get, which both me and Andrew will be speaking on. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already checked out Midnight Priority, go do that, except it doesn't have the great music that's in the version I just commented on. And also go watch the other two commentaries we made, Beast and Paranormal Squad. Thanks for watching. See you next time.